Hello, it is finally started. This stream has started. So, this isn't really a full blown stream. It's going to be like a 20, 30, 40 minute thing where it's going to be an basic explanation of how things work based off of like questions that are presented. And this will go up on my YouTube channel. So, it's not going to be in my archive, it's going to be on the base channel. So if you want to take a look and put in the comment section of what you want to know, I will do a follow up if needed to happen. So this is Streamlabs OBS. This is basic bare bones of everything. So for certain things like microphone, perfect example here. As you can see, this is your microphone audio. This is what people can hear. This slider here is the your actual volume of your mic. Desktop audio is what's playing on the background. So you can pull this down to left is it lowers the volume of whatever you're playing or whatever's playing on it. Now widgets are a very fickle thing. So as you can see, these are folders. Folders make up certain things like this widget here. You can group things together and make it look more presentable, make it look nicer. Um, the reason I group this together is because it actually makes it easier to move it instead of moving each individual part to an entirely new folder. And you can also do something like this, like copy. You can copy and paste a reference, which gives you, which actually puts this up here. And it's like that across all iterations. You can also, this is the chat here, like bottom right, bottom left it's right here. This is where the alerts are. This is basic text. I had to lowball this thing. I had to literally lowball it because there was no, yeah, I had to, since I don't have a proper placeholder images for be right back and goodbye and starting soon. I I had to do it by myself. So I basically took the images that were on Twitch Studio, and these are all these images. These three images are owned by Twitch, and I thought since I'm streaming on their site, they would be okay with it being since it's their stuff, and I will say that it's their stuff. The images are theirs. The stuff I did to them, which is very minor, I just added this text here for the starting soon, so then people know. I will be getting actual images sometime in the near future, like actual images to place. This one is thanks for watching and such. So then you can see because it makes sense. I did it based off of the way it looks, so it looks nice. This was a pain. This one was the most painful one to do. This one was the most painful one because I had to literally individually make these pieces. I had to put the text. I had to like here it is. I had to place two color sources, one for the back for the border, and one on top of it for the. And as you can see, clicking each individual one sees which layer is what, and different color sources and whatnot. To make it easier on you, you can name them. You can rename it to something. So then it's like, oh, that's what it is. But what I did was I grouped it together. So then if I had to move it, I'd move it. Now, the reason I can't, I'm clicking it and nothing happens is because these locks here are what keeps things in place. So then so things don't slide around everywhere. And, and as a perfect example, you click this lock. Oh, it's all in, as you can see, unlocking and whatnot. Oh, hello. Hello, bacon, egg and cheese. Hello. That's nice. So this is just basically a minor tutorial on how to use Streamlabs correctly because I've had some questions and I'd like to answer. Now there are inputs that you can do. Like there's different, the widgets are important and essential for streaming. Now there's different captures. There's video capture, window capture, game capture. Game capture allows you to capture the game, of course. Display capture is shows what's on your primary monitor or secondary monitor. Window capture is basically browsers and whatnot. Video capture device is the one built in for webcams and whatnot. Capture cards as well. Um, Now the audio stuff. This is an easy explanation. Audio input capture is like stuff like a microphone or so. Another perfect example of that would be a soundboard. You know, like the big square tile one. You could link it to soundboard. So as a perfect example, here you go. Yada yada. Device. You choose the device. Default microphone. It usually is linked to other stuff like USB devices as a perfect example. You can easily delete it by right clicking on it and selecting remove. And you can also just cycle through, turn desktop audio up and down. But then there's another thing: audio audio output capture. Now this is another thing. Audio output capture is it basically captures audio from wherever you want it to capture from, like headphones, digital audios, or most likely if you want to play music, you have to like whatever program is running the music while the game is actually running, you'd have to set it up separately. So then you also select it on the device thing and then oh, there it is. Click it and bam, you got it done right there. But the thing with music is there's a little bit more difficulty with it because you need either copyright free stuff, which is difficult at certain intervals. But then there's stuff like another perfect example of that would be a really good thing to use would be it's if you got some money to pay for the licensing of the music, so then you could use the music without getting copyright striked or DMCA'd, because DMCA can really wreck you if things don't work right for you. Now, if you're wondering about the scenes, like how do you switch scenes on stream? You hotkey them. You make a hotkey. You put it in hotkeys by selecting the settings, and you can also customize the alert box pop-ups, like your follower, like you get a new follower, subscriber. You want it to look something like very neat and tidy, and that actually goes on to you just sign into your Streamlabs OBS login on uh, your browser, and it will show you more things to use. It will allow you to customize things a little more, and it will reflect onto this. Toggle selective recording. I'm guessing that's like, oh, you can just record this or not. Like, what am I recording and what am I not recording? And then you can remove scenes by pressing the minus and open the source properties. Source properties allows you to mess around with stuff. So if you select something like a proper example, like image, oh, I want this, I don't want this image. Oh, then you select image file and you basically, you can choose the properties of it, like a new image or you can unload the image when it's not showing, which probably would save on like space and whatnot. Like frame rate would actually save on it. You can change stuff like visual settings, fonts, chatter, source, and whatnot of multiple widgets, which can be useful. You can also mess with widgets a little more in terms of coding language for them, because you can actually change certain things of widgets to make it look like with coding language. Of course, you need to know basic coding for that, or you can just for like stuff like a currently active thing that's going on right now, like this follower count as a perfect example. You can add something to, well, I'm not sure if the follower thing is. I haven't learned about the follower one, but the like stream label here, you can change it. You can change its property by adding actual on the label template. You go to the label template, go before it, and then you type in something like this. and then you boom, and there you go. It's there. But the reason I did separate is because it makes it look nicer. Then boop, boop, it's back to normal. Oh wait, I didn't save. That's why. And boom. Yeah, it didn't save. Darn, didn't save. Flip it, flip through things. This stream label also has stuff like donation, weekly donation amount, donators, most recent donators. It basically has a bunch of settings for that. You could do like most recent follower. You could do follower trains. Yeah, most recent follower. Yep, there we go. Bam. It's turned back to normal, back to the way it was before. As you can clearly see, it's pretty good based off of this. Now this it's detecting my other part of the stream. Yeah, these are my current placeholder images. Oh yes, and for this is the game capture one. This one is important. Go into the properties of this and select customize placeholder. So then you don't have something like this when it's like it's not showing a game. Oh, this does not look great. Oh dear. You don't like this? Oh, that's fine. Just select customize placeholder and then select a placeholder images from your downloads or wherever you're keeping your stuff. And that's it's bare bones. It's, it's bare bones of knowledge I got. It's enough to get me through, which is good. And I like how it's turned out. Oh yes, and for the follower count, you can also you have to select the properties of it and set the goal. You can end goal and then put in the title for it or the goal amount and the current amount that you have currently. Let's give a small example. Like you have four followers and you want to get to like 20 followers. So you set up the goal amount to be 20 and then the current amount to be like 9 if you have 9, and then you select the title. It's anything you want it to be. Then there's a thing where you have to put in a date. Put in a date, like the max date that you want it to be. But if you don't want it to be like really, if you want to have it be as long as humanly possible, you can put it extra time into it. If you want, you could make it like 100 years into the future, or like 20 years, 40 years, 100 years, 1,000 years. It could be up as long as you want it to be. And that's the basic bare bones of what I know. And this will end up on my YouTube channel. So if you want to check it out, it will be in there. And anything that I did not explain here, which is the bare bones, bare minimum and bare bones that I actually know. If you got any extra questions, then place it in the comments in there. And even if you have a question, you can ask it right now while this is going on. This is just bare bones explanation of this. So if anybody's got any questions, shoot. No questions? It's good. Now, if you missed some parts of this entire explanation of this, I'm currently using Twitch Studio as the stream source for this, so then I can stream the frame for the OBS, so then you can see it. Which, yeah, that's it. I don't like Twitch Studio. I don't like using it anymore, considering the fact that I've dipped my toes in the water that is Streamlabs OBS, and it's great. It's good for placeholder. It has placeholder wallpapers. It's good on the scenes. Oh yes, and I forgot about the scenes. Scenes flipping between scenes. I will say this again. To flip between scenes, you need to set up keybinds for it. And what about like muting, if you're wondering? Muting, it's a keybind as well. You got to look for the keybind. So it under hotkeys, you'd go to sources. Sources is this is you see where your microphone is. You see the microphone. Boom, you can set it up. Desktop audio, same thing. You set up with a keybind. You can also set keybinds to the game capture or anything that you want to set keybinds to. And then there's the scenes, which are set to certain keybinds. You can also do stuff like show alert box or hide it or hide certain labels or anything. But then towards the bottom of it, you will see things like switch to scene, which is where you put your keybind. That's where you put your keybinds. That's how you put your keybinds down there. Sorry, this is a short stream, but this was just basically a tutorial on how to use Streamlabs. Because certain tutorials are really long. This is just like bare bones as it can get. And this is from me just messing around with this program. I spent like 20, 30 minutes in it and I messed around and I figured out how to use it correctly. And there's still stuff I'm learning from it, even now, about like stuff that can be done on this thing. And if any questions come up on this, like go to my YouTube channel, check out the video, and leave a comment on a question you have that you would like to know about it. And I'll see if I know about it already, I will reply. And if I don't know, I will look into it for you and figure it out. I also, if you're wondering about bots, I don't know how bots work yet. And it will be a while before I figure it out. But what I figured out right now is just enough for me personally. I do want to do more, but as of current, I'm fine with what I have currently in terms of how things are. But I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. And if you got here late and you want to see it, or if anyone wants to see it on my channel, go to my YouTube channel off of Twitch. Or if you're on my YouTube channel, check out my Twitch. It is Zans0718. I hope you will enjoy my streams because I am still starting out. I'm very bare bones as it can get. I'm not the best at commentating, of course, but I hope you enjoy. And if you don't, that's fine. I don't think myself as too much of entertainment. But if you're enjoying it, then that's great. I hope you have a nice day as well. See ya.